Right. Hi. I feel like I should just wait for somebody to just join, wait for someone to sort of like come around so I can talk to someone. I don't know how long it'll take, so I'm just going to carry on talking anyway. And you can watch the video later. Okay, so history. In the Bible, it says that history will end. How would that come about exactly? Now, I've been railing on against the written word for fucking years now. The written word is just like it's a complete evil thing. Socrates basically thought that's why they killed him. They killed if you sort of like make a big impact on people about the written word, saying that it's a bad thing, the powers that be will kill you. I mean, I think that there's like Christ didn't write the Bible, right? But if he was really the Son of God and he wanted the Bible to be taken seriously, then he should have got Christ to write it, shouldn't he? So it's all a fake. God can't be bothered to interfere with our existence. I understand this from a mathematical point of view. The maths make it straightforward. If every time there was a difficulty for human beings, and if God intervened and like sorted it out for us, and like a parent, let me wipe your bottom for you, let me like stitch up that little wound for you, let me just give you like a £1 million so you can live easily. If God done that every time anyone had any problems, I mean, I don't need to finish the description. It's so obvious. So I'm only going to do, all I'm going to do is just point you in the right direction. That's what you need to be thinking about. Is there a God? Well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if there's a God. Things will be the same anyway, whether there's a God or not. It doesn't matter if there's a God. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't make any difference. If you pray to God, obviously prayers don't work. They don't work. They don't. Most people who pray, their prayers are never answered. Okay, so the end of history. That's prophesied in the book of Revelations, the end of history. What does that mean? History is these records of what happened before, right? What happened in the past. I'm stating the obvious because of demonic stupidity. Because of demonic stupidity, it's like I don't understand why you people can't see the obvious. But history, it has to be funneled down. If you kept writing all the details of history, you would end up with so many books. It would fill a library just on history, and it would take a lifetime to read all those books, and then it would take another 3 lifetimes to interpret the meaning of all those books. And that would only get you a little way into it. It would only get you a little way into it. There's still that much, and you even under like 4 lifetimes, you can only understand a little bit like that. So it's basically meaningless. What it is, they have to edit it. What they do is they reduce it down and they try to sort of condense it. It's like it's been condensed so much. It's like you've got a fresh herb, right? And you condense it down so much that all that's left is a little bit of salt. It's not a reflection of what the actual history was. How can anyone have time to understand history when there's so much of it? You haven't got the time. Your life is not long enough to understand it. So what's the point? You know, you can only ever look at a tiniest little bit. It's been edited. Who has it been edited by? You know, who edited the history? Are they doing it? I mean, it's impossible. You can't edit history. If you edit it, you're leaving stuff out. Who decides what to leave out and what to leave in? And as history goes on and on and on and on, more and more gets left out. It keeps reducing and reducing and reducing till there's nothing left. So then they start again. They reinvent it. You know, our history goes back, you know, a few thousand years, but it's obvious that we've got loads of history that goes back hundreds of thousands or millions of years. But if you had to write it all down, you wouldn't. Nobody could study it even in their whole lifetime. You couldn't study it. There would be too much written stuff. So what do? You know, there's no point in having history. It's meaningless. It's a joke. It's a farce. It's hysterical. It's another reason why I think the written word is just a complete waste of time, because people don't. Even if you do write history, the vast majority of people don't learn the lessons of it, and we've got a dumbed down school system. People are wasting having their 10 years of their most important years, their formative years, wasted on dumbed down education. And the only reason, the only real reason that could be of any real use is if we give them accurate history and teach it to them properly. You know, if we done that, then there could be some kind of reasonable excuse for compulsory education. But because it's all dumbed down, basically it's a recipe to make people crazy and ignorant, like turn them into demons, into monsters. That's all our school system does, is turn people into monsters. Because it would be so much better if we just got rid of the written word and lived a much more natural life, I believe. There's no point in written history. So when it says in the book of Revelation, history will end, time will end, will be no more, what that really means, I'm guessing, is that we get rid of the written word and we stop trying to teach people history in a dumbed down way or in any way, because there's no point. It's pointless. It's literally pointless. It would be much better if we just looked at how to make our lives better. You know, so we should be growing cannabis, we should be growing hemp, and we should be keeping fish and feeding them the hemp seeds and using the hemp as medicine. We could be in paradise, you know. It literally is at hand. Paradise is at hand. All we got to do is get rid of these evil tyrants that are controlling the world at the moment and making all these written laws to control everyone, and just compartmentalize ourselves. Make little villages, little towns, small towns of like between a few hundred and maybe 10 or 15,000 people in a town, and get rid of all the cities, and everyone be self-contained, and trade should be free. Get rid of taxes. Let everyone do all the work of like policing their own environment. Let them do it themselves. Let people trade knowledge, and through what works. Just copy what works. If it works well, do it. Let people spread the word. If you've got a really good way of growing vegetables that works really well, send some people out, calls by people that have got the written word, and only people that have got the written word. Only people that have got the written word. We've got all the knowledge available to create paradise on earth now. So let's just go and do it. Let's just go and create paradise on earth. It's straightforward. All we've got to do is get rid of the people that are poisoning everyone, destroy them. Don't allow them to live. It's what it says in the Bible right at the beginning. Do not suffer a poisoner to live. Now, so the medical establishment is trying to poison people. The government is trying to poison people. The banks are ripping everyone off. We should follow the example of Christ and turn over the tables of the money lenders. That's the banks, and put the wealth back in the give it back to the people. I've just made a video about Stalin, and Stalin took all the wealth from all the people in Russia and stole it from them and then enslaved them. And that's what these people do when they get power, and they use the written word to control people. Oh, fucking hell. I know no one's listening to me. I can't teach anyone anything. Aristotle said you can't teach anyone anything. All you can do is remind them what they already know. Now, the scripture, according to the Bible, the scripture is already written in your heart. So you don't need a book. You don't need any books. We don't need books. They are a great evil. The book of Enoch says this as well. The book of Enoch, the written word caused us to fall. It's the tree of knowledge. It's the mark of the beast. I don't know. I can't prove it to you. You have to look at it. You have to look at it yourself. Go out there and look at it. Don't just take my word for it. Just go out and have a look. See what people with the written word are doing. Have a look. It's right in front of you. It's right under your nose. You can smell it. Okay. Thanks for watching. That's it, really. I don't know why I bother making these videos. I just think it's funny. I have a laugh making them. That's all it is, really, for me. I'm just having a laugh. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great week. And your grandmother made you into what you are. And she makes you eat what you eat and smoke what you smoke and drink what you drink. Because that's what she done.